Welcome, dear friends. Hope you're feeling well. Or actually, I guess I hope you're just feeling how you're feeling, good or bad. And as you sit or lie here, preparing for the talk, the meditation, I like to take a moment just to close our eyes and just feel exactly how we're feeling in this moment. Before hitting record, I was wondering that to myself. How do I feel right now? The answer wasn't really clear. Though perhaps a bit overcharged. How does your body feel right now? Is your mind driving you to try to do something, or do you feel like you have to do things? Do you feel like you've done enough and you're allowed to rest? I did want to confess or talk about something that happened to me last week, which was I was ready, had finished a few days of work, and I had time, and I had desire to do a variety of things when I became free to do them. And I started knocking a couple things off the list on a Monday morning, and pretty quickly I came to just a complete lack of energy, inability to move forward, and no energy for any activity. So I lied down on the floor of our basement and just felt whatever that was. I had in my head these things that are ostensibly fun and that I like to do, like going to the climbing gym, meditation, breath work, breath with Sandy on YouTube, and working on drawings As each notion, each option flickered through my mind, I was completely unable to find any joy in that moment, any energy. And you would think, oh, this is a perfect time to meditate. We can meditate on this feeling and understand it. And the thought of meditation was almost sickening. Almost. The body threw up an immediate no to that. No. We are not doing, the body said, we are not doing anything that has hope, a goal, silver lining. We are not taking this terrible, shitty feeling and trying to turn it into good or make the most out of it. In the Thich Nhat Hanh community that I'm a part of, there's the Thich Nhat Hanh phrase, the mud becoming the lotus, or the garbage becoming the flowers. And you could say that terrible, low state, that feeling, is the garbage. But there was no hope, no indication of flowers to come. And if anyone had said that, it's just like, fuck you. Fuck that bullshit. This is garbage. This is the feeling of garbage, death. So all I could do was bask in it, feel it. And eventually the intensity did pass. It faded. And later that day, I was fine. I felt good. But I really had to live through that moment and meet it for what it was. There's this term in psychology, they call it anhedonia. It's lack of motivation, not finding joy in the things that once brought you joy. And it is a sign of depression, or people who are depressed exhibit anhedonia. I may be pronouncing that wrong. But we also have to listen when these things come. We need to constantly, you know, keep evaluating our lives and the things that we do. Somewhere I heard someone talking about having to mourn the small deaths that occur throughout our lives. And I think that's poignant and true about, I think about my 13-year-old daughter and how we were such buddies and so close. The games we used to play that, it's just over now. And activities that I enjoy, the way the ego works, things like drawing that I do, making comics, which are supposed to be a celebration from the heart. The ego can wrap around that, attach itself to these activities that are supposed to be fun and joyful, and turn them into have-tos. I have to do this. My reputation is linked to it. And just suck all the fun in the life and turn it into a painful, stressful experience. So I think that morning was a bit of just letting everything fall apart, let everything die, let all my motivations die. It had to be okay to completely give up everything that I loved and brought me joy. Because the weight of trying to carry it around had become too much. And I also share this with you because I do get tired of the constant putting a good face on everything, showing off our happiness on Facebook and TikTok, and everyone having their cool facade. Which is fine, but this is definitely the opposite of TikTok here. Not pretending to be cool, not quick, interesting, funny. But I'll at least be one person who will model what it is to be open and vulnerable and share when things don't feel good. And maybe there'll be a little bit more of that out in the world. Maybe there are others that do it now. I'm sure there are, but it's something I need to offer. So, I'm going to ring the bell. Okay, so just easing our way slowly and peacefully into a meditation. Which is not so much even a meditation, but just an opening of space inside the mind, the head, an opening of space inside the body. Doors opening, walls falling down. Just finding yourself in a much bigger space than you were before. If the body was a small room, the walls of that room collapsing and finding yourself in a much bigger one. And you're breathing, feeling the breathing, almost like you were in a house, a house belonging to some TV set for a TV show. Which is big enough, but then the walls collapse and you find that you're actually in a huge soccer stadium. And the walls are so vast and far away. And there are just no restrictions on your breathing anymore. The breath opens up wide and big. Lungs, lungs filling this whole stadium, auditorium. All the free air inside this enormous building. Vast, swirling currents of air. Exist inside our body. Mind calming down. The face becoming placid and more spacious. Breathing in, breathing out. In in and out. Thoughts, all thoughts dropping away. Just seeing a field, dark field that's been harvested here in the twilight hours. And all the hay, all the good hay has been reaped, and all the leftovers, unwanted, are laying in the field. And the straw churned under and back into the earth. Breaking down, decay, and deteriorating. The sun setting here above the Arctic Circle, knowing that the sun, once set, will not be seen for 6 more months. Six long months without hope, without light, without life, warmth, and nothing to look forward to. Just cold, blustery winds, barren land, crusty earth. With all hope of spring flowers too far away, hope of sunrises too far away, our body settles into the ground like that plowed under hay and plant matter. Body breaking down all the fibrous tissue of our body, breaking down decaying into the earth. All our body deteriorating, just like the plant bits being broken down by bacteria, rotting, being eaten, falling apart. Just allowing every bit of our body to fall apart, be consumed by the ground, by the beings in the ground. Tearing away bits of our body, bones, rib cage exposed. And allowing the contents of our mind to break down in the same way. And the skull breaking open and all the contents of our hopes, wishes, fears, identity spilling out into the soil underground, ready to be happily consumed by creatures there. Allowing all your hopes and activities spreading out far, far away from your original body. The sun has gone down completely now. There's nothing but dark, desolate earth, a cold, starry sky overhead. Blustering winds, and snow falling. And feeling just how cold it is and how dead it is. Feeling the absolute darkness. The absolute end of hope. Spring flowers and joyful times of the summer have lived their time. And those times are gone. Those happinesses have come and gone. And now we live in the cold, cold winter. Not waiting for spring. just just 6 long months of coldness. Not enjoying the coldness because it will cause flowers to bloom in the spring. Not appreciating 6 months of darkness because the sun will rise again. Just sitting in 6 months of darkness, 6 months of cold, 6 months of breakdown, deterioration. Six months of grief, 6 months of screaming, pain, 6 months of thinking that you're cracking up, and here we dwell in this condition, this place. The dark side of the human experience. The dark side of the universe. The place no one TikToks about. But yet we are upright. Broken down and dead and decayed as we are. There is starlight. Cold as it is, there is the feeling of the blustery wind. Already dead, the snow can't kill us. Already eaten, bacteria can't devour us anymore, any further. And the cold and the death settle further and further into our body. A rewashing, a resetting. All the ships of the past are gone over the horizon. Their sails disappeared. No sign of anything to come. Just here. And down here at the bottom of the cycle of life and death, gain and loss, existence and non-existence, birth, death. We find the freedom of having nothing to lose. Holding on to nothing. All right, so thank you, my dear friends. I hope you have a pleasant rest. And I'll be signing off.